Hey, greetings, YouTube. Cheers. Hope everyone is having a good day, good weekend. It is Saturday, September 9th, just after 7:30 in the evening. I just got home from another day of fun and excitement a couple hours ago after eating dinner. I thought I'd show some more recent vinyl finds that are some of my favorites. I'm trying to get comfortable in my old age. Hope everyone is doing well. Cheers. This is just some sugar-free ice water. I mixed orange and lemonade together. Sugar-free. Doesn't taste too bad. Again, I hope that everyone is having a great day and everyone is doing well in your neck of the woods, taking care of yourselves to the best of your ability. Trying to stay busy, doing things to just to accomplish the best in life. So, hey, I've got some. This will probably be a two-parter. So I've got a couple of stacks of records here to go over. And today, I don't know why, but I just separated them by genre. So part one will be some recent jazz recordings. Part two will be a little bit of R&B and gospel and some classic rock that I have picked up recently that I have really grown to like, including one album that I have just been playing over and over again. I'll probably listen to it again. That'll be at the end of part two. It's the last record that I have to show. And so let's get started. The first record here is Coleman Hawkins and Bud Powell, Hawken, Germany. This was originally recorded on the Black Lion label. This is a white label promo. With this label, I really like the design of the regular label. So if with Black Lion, I try and get the original. I'm sorry, not the promo pressings. Those are the promos are nice to have, but the commercial pressings, just because I really like the label design, the colors in it. But I paid $10 for this. This was originally recorded in 1960. And Coleman Hawkins passed away in the late 60s, maybe 68 or 69. And this was reissued sometime in the mid 70s, I want to say, maybe 75 or 76. It was released earlier in the early 60s under a different name. But this is a really nice album. It just swings all the way through. A good mix of songs. I really do like that record. Here's another one. Warren Bernhardt, Michael Brecker, Randy Brecker, and Mike Maneri. Blue Montreux 2. This is a late 70s record on the Arista label. I paid $10 for this. The song on here, Candles, and Cloud Motion are two of my favorites on here, but this is a really, really nice album. I want to say 1979 is when it came out. I can't see this writing, but I believe it was 79 when this came out. It was a really good one. The Modern Jazz Quartet, Blues at Carnegie Hall, on the Atlantic label, that light blue Atlantic label that I like. I paid $10 for this. This is just an album that just I can listen to it all the way through with. With the Modern Jazz Quartet, my opinion, you can never go wrong. This album came out, I want to say, in 1966, and it is just. I first heard this maybe the early 2000s. Or something. I had a friend that had it, and just now getting it, so I'm really excited about this. Blues at Carnegie Hall, the Modern Jazz Quartet. Great $10 record. This is another one. Trombone player Curtis Fuller, Fire and Filigree on the Beehive label. This is 78, I think. Yeah, 1978. Miner's Holiday is one of my favorite songs. His version of Hello, Young Lovers, and Blue Monk are some of my favorite songs on this album. Really great. This Beehive, I don't have very much on them, but this is a nice label. And the music that I do have on here is really good. And so anytime I can get something on this label, I always do. This record cost $20, but yeah, he gave it to me for $15. It had been sitting in the new arrivals for a couple of months, and I watched it, so I was able to get that for $15. This is one that I bought new and sealed. It's Monk's Music, the Thelonious Monk Sextet with Coleman Hawkins, Art Blakey, and Gigi Grice. Yeah, mid-60s record. Reissue on a red vinyl. This was $23. This album is really nice. Red vinyl, 180 gram vinyl. This album is another good one. The entire thing, I'm not putting this up right. The entire record, from front to back, is worth a listen. Side A, William Neaton is one of my favorites, and his version of Ruby, My Dear. He's got two versions on here. I like them both. The Thelonious Monk, what a talented person, worth every penny, $23. The concert, this is Jack McDuff on the Prestige label. It was recorded live in concert around the world. And what really turned me on to this, I hadn't heard of it before I got it. I really like it. I saw who he's got playing on here besides Jack McDuff on the organ, Red Holloway on tenor sax, George Benson on guitar, and Joe Dukes on drums. This was released in 1965, and this is a cooking album on the Prestige label. Anything on Prestige, I'm in for. I don't think I've ever heard a record on the Prestige label that I didn't like. This is an upgraded copy for me. George Benson, Weekend in LA, Still in the Shrink. Never been to Gatefold. The Gatefold's never been open. I really like this record, and this is an upgraded copy for me. Perfectly clean. The original pressing, 2-record set. His version of The Greatest Love of All that starts this, I think, is I think I like the live version on here. And this came out in, I want to say, 78. It was recorded at the Roxy in Hollywood September 30th and October 1st and October 2nd of 1977. It didn't come out until the next year. But dare I say, I like the live version of The Greatest Love of All better. We As Love, Lady Blue, his version of on Broadway on here. It's All in the Game, Weekend in LA. This is an album I listen to. I can listen to it all the way through, both records. But if you don't have Weekend in LA by George Benson, I highly recommend it. So here's Jimmy Ponder, Illusions guitar player, on the ABC Impulse label, that green Impulse. Anytime I see anything on that label, I try and get it. This album was $10. The song on here, Funky Butt, that starts off the album, that's the one I had heard before. a friend played it for me some time ago. I hadn't heard any about anything else, but when I listened to it, I do like the song Jennifer, "Do It Baby" and "Illusions" on here. So it's a great record for $10. Again, on that ABC Impulse label. I guess I should show it. Anytime I see anything, and the seam is split up here. I gotta fix that. Anytime I see anything on that ABC Impulse label, that green label, and it's jazz. Let me say it's jazz. There's some other stuff on that label that I didn't particularly care for, but if it's a jazz artist, I'm in. Jimmy Ponder, Illusions, great record. This was another new one that I bought sealed. It was only $15. Odell Levy, guitarist, Black Velvet. On that Groove Merchant label. Anything I see on that Groove Merchant label, I always buy. This is one of those great funky labels. I have some stuff that I bought a long time ago on that label. The stuff on here is finding original pressings are expensive, but this one was only $15, new, sealed, reissued. $15. I was glad to get it. Guitarist O'Donnell Levy. Let me tell you what songs on here I like the most. His version of the song Granny. I'll Close My Eyes. His version of I'll Be There. Misty on here are some of my favorites. But again, this whole entire album, O'Donnell Levy, it's good. Black Velvet. And lastly, from jazz, this was also a new reissued record, $15. Swing, Swinging. The great Jackie McLean, saxophonist, on Blue Note. This was $15. I've never had this album before, but I have heard it online. He's also playing with Walter Bishop Jr. on piano, Art Taylor on drums, and Jimmy Garrison on bass. So he's got a great lineup with him. The opening track, What's New? Yeah, it's great. And then it closes on side 2 with 116th and Lennox. Another great record on the Blue Note label. Yeah, very happy with those. So those are the jazz records I've gotten here recently. Cheers. So I'll stop here, and I will have a part 2. Again, for those who are Christians, who are believers, I encourage you to stay prayed up. It's rough in these streets, and you have to be prepared. To those who are non-believers or non-Christians, I just hope that you can lean on to your higher power and try and endure these times. Prices are going up, pay is going down, but we can make it. I believe if we really stick together, band together, put our differences aside, we can, there's safety in numbers, there's power in numbers. And if we stop fighting, I think we can really make some great progress in this world. Again, to those who are fighting any or struggling with your mental health, please, get help. Call the National Suicide Prevention Line. I think it's 877. I have used it before myself. I encourage you, you don't have to suffer alone. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Mental health. The one thing that really bothers me, I'll use the term bothers me about mental health, is, our physical health is very important as well. But when a person is physically ill, oftentimes, you can hear it in their voice. You can just see it in their presence. When we're really sick, we look sick oftentimes. We sound sick. We don't sound like ourselves. But for those who struggle with mental health, on the outside you can look fine. I know as I've struggled over the years, you learn how to paint on a smile and just grin and bear it. And so I say that to say some of our brothers and sisters that look okay on the outside, maybe, dare I say, look happy, maybe struggling on the inside. And so to those who are struggling, reach out for help. Help is available. You don't have to feel bad. You don't have to feel ashamed. I think it's perfectly normal when we look at our bodies. What are we, like 80% water, but yet our hearts run on electricity? So our hearts are in this body that's mostly water. Water and electricity don't go well together. So I'm just amazed by the power of God that we don't short circuit more often. And so, and to those who, if you believe that a friend or family member is struggling, reach out. I firmly believe it's not what you say, but how you say it. And so reach out in a friendly, non-judgmental manner. Sometimes people just want to talk. They just want to be heard. Sometimes we just need to get some things off of our chest. Maybe get a hug. Just oftentimes what's wrong, and it just, when you hear yourself say it, it's almost a release. And so, be a good friend, be a good family member. Reach out if you know someone is struggling with mental health. Please reach out. Do so in a calm, non-judgmental manner. You might save someone's life. So with that being said, thank you all so much for your time. I hope that everyone is having a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. Cheers, YouTube.